back to Pitch and Bitch. Here we are for episode 3 of our season 2. We should leave.
And I really think we should leave.
Yes, because today we are discussing 2003's House of a Thousand Corpses.
What a ride, literally.
What a movie, guys.
So fabulous.
This is a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
It is oversaturated and fun. It's
very fun.
Love it. It's Rob Zombie's directorial debut.
Debut. It is his directorial debut. He also wrote this movie. Honestly, we'll get into it in a minute, but the development side of this movie was a time. It was a wild ride. Holy moly. I actually found out that before writing this movie, Rob Zombie actually even wrote a full script for the third Crow sequel that they didn't wind up going with, and that one wound up being like a straight to DVD situation because the reviews were bad. But he did that. Madonna was going to produce a horror movie that he was writing in the early 90s, and he sort of had all these false starts before this movie where he was gonna make a movie, and then he was gonna make a movie, and then he was gonna make a movie, and then he made this movie.
You know what? I'm happy it landed on this one, for real.
Me too. I actually didn't know that it was based on a haunted house he had made.
Okay.
For Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called American Nightmare, and it was based on his, this concept for this movie, basically. They are intrinsically linked. The one is based on the other.
It's so fabulous, especially if you love the new metal-ness to things.
Oh,
the new
metal.
What an era.
Oh,
What
I was a
time.
teenager in the 2000s. I love me some new metal.
I love the resurgence. I'm here for it.
Right? I know you also love them. I was listening to Korn at the gym today. Oh. Right?
So good.
Nice little...
Any
Just for Korn.
Any way to pump you up at the gym, you got to throw in some Korn for sure.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie, Jimmy, I honestly don't even know where to start with this movie.
I love Dracula, the movie. It's so great.
Well, I mean, they do, he does have a song called House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes, whoops.
So, it's okay. It's fine.
Whoops.
It's all good.
See, we're learning here, folks.
Right?
That's the adventure we get to go on.
Oh, and I have so very many fun facts for you guys today. There's so many. You guys aren't even ready.
How did this movie find you?
This movie, I remember when this movie came out.
Amazing.
Because I was 13 when this came out. It came out in 2003. And I was not a horror person at the time. I came to horror in adulthood, not in my adolescence. And I remember I had a few friends who were like, oh yeah, this movie's crazy. It's so hardcore. Very, very teenage boy energy.
100%.
Yeah, and I didn't watch it for a few years. And I think I watched it for the first time after Rob Zombie did his Halloween.
Yeah.
I gave it a revisit after that, if I remember correctly. But I hadn't seen it in a few years before I watched it for the pod.
I think I watched Halloween first, and then I think I waited for House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't even know why. I just kept skipping it, and then finally watched it, and I was like, oh, wow, this is insane, but beautifully insane.
Yeah, I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with Rob Zombie as a director. I do really like some of his stuff. I think some of it's really fun. I don't hate his Halloween. I know a lot of people hate it. I don't. I think it's just a different take on it that I'm here for.
Me too. I do like it better than the newer adaptation of it.
Than my nemesis, David Gordon Green. My personal nemesis. Okay.
But I really enjoyed his version of Halloween. And again, I didn't see the original one first because I was just so young, and I saw that one in theaters because my mom was taking me to movies at I think I was born in 95, whatever year that one came out. That's how old I was when I saw it in theaters.
You'd have been 8.
I loved it. We got it.
Oh my God, Jimmy. This explains so much about you as a person. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean that in the most complimentary way possible, but this explains so much about you as a person.
I could go on about Halloween, how good it is, and thank you. I know, I'm so sorry.
No,
I could go on.
This is why we're friends.
But luckily we get to talk about House of a Thousand Corpses. The style of this whole movie is just
bananas.
Yes. I feel if you have a scattered brain, you'd be like, wow, this is going really slow for me.
Right? That's hilarious because my next comment was going to be, it did kind of drag at certain points for me.
No, 100%.
Like, oops.
When you're getting blasted with shock value throughout, it can get like a bit fatiguing, which is totally fine. And it's,
that's kind of my
issue with
happens.
This movie,
But yeah, let's get into it. So
Beautiful.
This movie stars Sid Haig as Captain Spaulding, Bill Moseley as Otis Driftwood, Sherry Moon, now Sherry Moon Zombie, as Baby Firefly, Karen Black as Mother Firefly, Chris Hardwick as Jerry, Aaron Daniels as Denise, Jennifer Jostin as Mary, Rainn Wilson as Bill, and special shout out to Walton Goggins, who plays Deputy Steve Nash, because he's super, like, famous and having a moment right now, and hilarious.
Those teeth have prevailed.
Oh my God, those teeth. Whew!
And he was great. Honestly,
he's so fun.
He
in,
was
like,
just a couple
everything.
scenes, right?
Yeah, he plays one of the deputies. Basically, he shows up. He gets shot in the head.
Great kill scene. Personally,
yeah, great kill scene. Okay, so
I liked how stylized it was. It was all stylized, but
okay, in that scene, I found out something fucking crazy. So here's one of our first.
Tell me.
As the camera like pans out and you see the whole kind of like property, I guess, where Walton Goggins has the gun to his head. There's the other actor who's dead and he's face down in a pool of water. He actually had to lay with his face in a pool of water for the entire, I think it's like a 25-second tracking shot. And they had to do it like a bunch of times. He literally just was like holding his breath in a puddle.
That's insane, but also independent filmmaking.
Yes, when you have no budget for stunt people.
You're like, how do you even approach that? Like, hey, so
we're going to do this tracking shot and your face is in the puddle.
How long can you hold your breath there?
Yeah, should we try and like jerry rig some kind of straw situation? Like, what are we doing here?
That is insane of the actor. That just makes that scene so much more intense. But it's,
right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because, like, 25 seconds doesn't sound very long, but when you're holding your breath, that's a long time.
It adds up to a minute pretty quickly if you're doing at least 4 takes.
Right? Wow. And, like, that was not a nice, clean water source. That was a real gnarly, dirty puddle.
But worth it for the shot.
Absolutely.
Like,
all for the shot.
All for the shot.
Do it for the shot. Yeah, this movie is honestly so wild from start to finish, and reading about its development, it makes sense why it's so wild from start to finish.
Oh, totally.
So basically, this movie, first of all, actually, before I get into this, would you like to take a guess at the budget of this movie, Jimmy?
Oh, okay, yes, because I didn't even look at that. Actually, I say I didn't really, but no, for real, I didn't look at it, you guys. I'm not lying. I think I'm going to go for about, let's say, like 3-4 million.
Okay. So, the approximate budget is between 4 and 7 million.
Okay.
Is the official statement.
Okay.
However, it is rumored that this movie went up to $14 million.
I can see that.
Which is crazy. And the reason why it happened basically was like, Rob Zombie, yes, he was a first-time director and he had this like really clear vision, but he's a first-time director, so they're not going to give him a ton of money. And basically what happened was he ran out of money about like 2/3, 3/4 of the way through production. He had sort of like pennies left at that point. And he was like, well, fuck it, whatever, we'll just shoot something. And his whole attitude was basically, if he shoots just like anything and it like kind of sucks and is like not great, then maybe the studio will give me some more money to fix it. And that's basically exactly what happened. Like, as he put it, if he gambled that he shot what he could and what remained of the budget, the studio would kick in more funds. And he said, quote, I knew the ending sucked, so I let it suck. And they said, the movie's great, but the ending sucks. And I said, I know. So they gave me more money, and we shot a more elaborate ending with bigger sets, the whole razzmatazz. So sometimes, fail on purpose, and then you can get what you want.
For real. Show me the money, baby.
Right?
What a hilarious tactic. Also, it's just like sometimes kind of things work out for themselves. Because, yeah, how are you... If the entire movie has been... shot so extravagantly, then the ending has to be so extravagantly,
right?
And it is.
I mean, it is, but that said, a lot of the cutaways, for example, where you have like the cutaways to Sherry Moon, where she is like with other victims, or she'll often just be like talking to the camera or like dancing or doing whatever. A lot of that was actually shot in Rob Zombie's basement after filming.
Amazing.
Yeah, just like random cutaways that he and Sherry Moon made, which took up a decent amount of this movie, actually, when you break it down.
It is kind of Cutaways the movie.
A little bit.
And that's
like
okay.
We love a title card.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yes.
And like I think what I actually really love about this movie is you can see how much Rob Zombie loves movies, but very specifically like old school horror, like Universal horror.
Yes.
And very obviously like the TV horror hosts and stuff of the past. Like
it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's so fun. And you can see how much he loves those things and wanted to incorporate them.
Like there's so many elements that like, again, just like scatterbrain, but it's like if your brain is scattered too, you're like, wow.
You're like, this is my fucking jam, man.
Yeah, I get it.
Love it.
My brain is lit.
Hell yeah. Let's fucking go.
Woo!
Whoa. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things where like basically like any first time director, they're just kind of going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And that's kind of this movie to me, where like we have our concept, we're going to do this, but like stylistically, we're just going to throw everything at the wall and see what comes out.
And like, you know, similar feelings for when we watched Fresh, right? Because that was also a music video director. So sometimes like that switch can just be a bit different. It's not that they have the same style or anything, but there is sometimes when the style takes over the substance. And yeah, like if you like, this movie is wild storyline wise because it's very like all over the place.
That's true. Shall we do a little synopsis?
Yes, to kind of remind ourselves
before we get like even further into all the crazy fun facts about this movie. Yes. Okay. If we're ready. On the eve of Halloween 1977, four friends, Bill, Jerry, Mary, and Denise, embark on an exciting cross-country road trip to write a guidebook about offbeat roadside attractions on America's less-traveled roads. Before long, the young explorers chance upon Captain Spaulding's Museum of Monsters and Madmen, only to become infatuated with the local legend of a deranged serial killer, Dr. Satan. When the four take off in search of finding the tree that Dr. Satan was hung from, they pick up hitchhiker Baby. When their car breaks down, Baby invites them into her house. However, when the unsuspecting group meets Baby's eccentric family, an endless night of terror, torture, and murder ensues.
Dr. Satan.
Dr. Satan!
Hey, I love me a theme park ride.
Me too, and I love a weird roadside attraction.
And this was a weird, very well done production design, dark ride. Amazing.
It was honestly so fun. I do think that Captain Spaulding is arguably the best part of this movie.
He really is.
Like, Sid Haig kills it.
Like, that's why it's just amazing when something gives birth to a character that has had such a legacy.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so
I mean, Captain Spaulding is iconic. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Yes. And I do think that is down to Sid Haig, because if it had been anybody else, I don't know that would have been the case. But I mean, even in like the opening robbery scene where, you know, he's got a gun in his face and his response is, fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your grandma.
He puts his hands up and it's just two middle fingers. The amount of middle fingers in this movie was so funny.
So
like there was just
funny.
so, like, you want to make a drinking game.
Like, so 2003. I don't know. I just like,
fuck you.
Right? Fuck you, buddy.
It's just like, yeah, we told them.
That's right. Not only am I going to tell you, you're going to get an accompanying hand gesture.
Also, the opening scene is great because it tells you what you're in for immediately.
Exactly what you were in for, yeah.
Whole couple weird.
And such a fun cold open.
For real.
Like, so fun.
Like,
I really enjoyed that. Like,
you don't expect it.
No, not at all. Like, the first part of this movie, I think, is actually kind of my favorite part. Where you first get like that cold open with Captain Spaulding, and then you meet your like cast of characters, and then they're going on the ride, and you're like, yeah, this is insane and fun, and I'm so here for it.
And like the dialogue is so ridiculous.
Oh, and the fact that it's his like museum of horrors and chicken shop.
Yes.
So as they're leaving, he's like, here's a complimentary chicken. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. I'm like, yep.
Everybody needs compliments and complimentary chicken.
That's the tea. Mm-hmm. That's the tea.
No, that was quite fun. But
I loved
also love the fact that it was like pretty accurate when it came to serial killer facts as well.
Yes, actually pretty accurate for the most part. Like Ed Gein wasn't necessarily
No.
a cannibal. That was the one where you were like, oh, okay, you're fabricating a little. But you know what?
Just more of a manufacturer.
I'm fine. That's okay. I'm fine with that. And also, everybody messes up about Ed Gein. It's like the thing.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's too much.
There's a lot.
And,
that's a different podcast.
That is a different podcast.
There's many podcasts about Ed Gein.
Yes.
We have listened to many of them.
If you want to see a magic show.
Oh my God.
I'll be here all week to do impressions. Thank you.
I did not watch the Ryan Murphy show.
I watched a couple episodes.
I mean, besides...
but then when you see there's 6 more episodes, you're like, you know what? This was fun. And also I have a difficult time with fictionalized accounts of crime because I get a little annoyed because I don't feel like it's tasteful for...
A lot of the time, yeah.
But, yeah.
And besides my personal nemesis, who I'm going to christen DGG, so we don't get all of these tags on our episodes, my other personal nemesis is Ryan Murphy. I have many. I have a list, guys. It's extensive. But Ryan Murphy, you bait and switch me every time, because I remember I watched the first couple seasons of American Horror Story, all that stuff. I was like into it, really fun. And like Glee and all that stuff as well. And it's always the same story for me with Ryan Murphy, where he starts out so strong. Like, your opening episode will be amazing. And like, all credit where credit's due. He will do really, really well. And then literally about halfway through the season, no matter what it is, it's like episode 3 or 4, about halfway through, it just drops off into insanity to the point where like, the plot lines don't make sense. You're introducing new and totally superfluous characters. It'll often be riding on a singular actor to kind of like carry the whole season. But most of the time, I'm sorry, they're not usually strong enough to do that. Like, I feel like the best example is Lady Gaga in Hotel. And it's no disrespect to Lady Gaga. She was great in that. She did really well. But I would argue that in her career at that point, she wasn't quite strong enough of an actress to carry an entire show the way she was.
At this point, like, I feel like I'm just watching for the production design team.
Right?
And
just
like,
for the production value
yeah.
and all that stuff. And like, I like Charlie Hunnam, who was in the most recent one about Ed Gein.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I watched Sons of Anarchy back in the day.
Because people are doing their job. That's the crazy part. Like,
they are,
it's not,
like,
but I understand what you mean, which is
yeah.
a complication. It's almost a complication in this one too. Well, you said the development. Like,
yes,
what kind of nightmare did he have to kind of go through to get this?
Okay,
kind of started?
This movie was shot in the year 2000. It was released in 2003 because it was stuck in development hell for a while.
Damn.
So basically, when he first pitched the movie, Rob Zombie, to Universal, he was really upfront with them. Like, he even said that he was like super blatant. He didn't want to mislead them about what he wanted to do. He wanted to make what he described as, quote, a drive-in movie, something very gritty and nasty and weird, which, like, hell yeah, stick to your creative guns. We love to see that.
Beautiful mission accomplished.
So the film was set for release through Universal, who, like, provided all the budget, did all the stuff, made the movie. They completed a trailer for the movie even, which actually was not only shown in theaters, it was also shown prior to the ride at Halloween Horror Nights that Rob Zombie had designed as a promo for the movie. So they, like, were investing in this movie. But Zombie actually got a call from Stacey Snider, who was the head of Universal at the time before they released the movie, basically saying she was too scared the movie was going to get an NC-17 rating, so they had decided not to release it. Basically, it hadn't actually been rated by the MPAA yet, but she was like, this is going to get NC-17, and we're going to lose all of our money.
Boo.
So she was like, shelved it, basically. Exactly. Boo. Lame. So...
For the climate, they'd be ready for it.
Right? Like, well, this was also Saw, pre-Hostel. I think, like, just pre-Saw, pre-Hostel.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So it was, like, right on the cusp of that. Like, if they had released it when they wanted to, they would have been basically Saw in the sense of starting that, like, gore movement that became so big. Right? Ooh, so big.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so the film was shelved for, like, several months to the point where Rob Zombie actually purchased the rights back from Universal and planned to release it himself. But that didn't really wind up happening. So he made a deal with MGM later to release it in 2002. So it was literally in development hell for like 2 years, which, I mean, in terms of development hell is fairly short, but that's a really long time. MGM then actually refused to release the film because Rob Zombie made some rather controversial remarks about MGM and said that they, quote, had no morals for releasing the film, which, like, hilarious, because I'm sure that's not at all what he meant. He just meant, like, this movie's real fucked up, so, like, I don't know if y'all are ready. But MGM took that personally. And I took that personally.
I would take that personally.
Yeah. So eventually, through like, you know, more time, Rob Zombie actually caught the eye of Lionsgate, who wound up releasing the movie because they were like a newer studio at the time, and they wanted to venture into like new types of movies, and they thought that if they released a horror movie, then more people would come to them for distribution, basically. They had to cut this movie and edit this movie so many fucking times in order to get the R rating, though. It was something, he submitted it, I think it was like a dozen times to the MPAA.
Wow.
Like, yeah, they had to cut and edit and release and re-release to the MPAA until they finally got their R rating.
Oh, man. Because, like, It's an hour and 28 minutes.
It is. But fun fact, here we go. There is a director's cut that's 105 minutes long, which is far darker, far gorier, like, couldn't be released in theaters, basically, or at least that's what they decided. It was only ever shown once at a film festival in Argentina, which was technically the film's, like, premiere, but, like, not actually, because it's not the same version.
What a time.
And it was briefly available online, but has basically been, like, scrubbed. So if you can try it. Like, if you feel like you're up to it, you can try to find it, but it is really, really, really difficult.
See, that's basically when you kind of wish you had like a time machine that takes you to certain events.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're like, it doesn't really like do anything to help the world. It just takes you to like certain concerts or or in that premiere.
I have a theory about time travel.
Spit it.
I say sidebar. So I think that if time travel is ever invented, instead of it being like a Looper kind of situation where it's like illegal and now the mob uses it or whatever, or it's like only for government use, like what have you, if it becomes readily available, what I think the restriction that should be put on it, I have no idea how this would be enforced, but I think this should be a thing, is that you are not allowed to attend, for example, any major historical events or anything like that where you could potentially fuck with history. You are only allowed to go do deeply insignificant things like go to a concert or like go like
recreationalize time travel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, you want to just go walk around in like New York in the 80s? Sure, you're allowed to do that. That's fine. You want to go like, I don't know, try and kill Hitler? No, I'm sorry. No. We're not doing that because we don't know how the repercussions would change the world. So, no.
I agree.
So, you can only recreationalize it. That is the only use you are allowed to have time travel for.
See, it just makes sense to me because then, like I was thinking about it today because this is really embarrassing, but not embarrassing. But it's like Miley Cyrus on her Bangers tour when she was just living young, wild, and free.
I love that for you. Could
you imagine? Because you would never get the same Miley with every every tour that she's done. She's been a whole different personality.
That's true.
So it's just like for that one in specific, when she was just like, I'm popping my pee, I'm smoking weed because I'm young, wild, and free. I was thinking about that today because she just had the Hannah Montana Miley Cyrus 20th anniversary release. So that's just a bit about me. Thank you. That for you. This is the sidebar.
Are you ready for how unbelievably fucking nerdy I am for what I would do? I would go back to the 70s, I believe it was like the late 70s, for Summer Stock, the theater festival, and I would watch Meryl Streep and Raul Julia doing Shakespeare together.
That would be so nice.
Because I have seen clips of that on YouTube, and my little theater dork heart just dies.
Well, it'd be so great because everybody would have like cool scarves.
Well, like,
and like everybody would be like smoking
Streep
cigarettes
at like 25.
She'd be so hot.
Shakespeare. Oh, she is. You can find it on YouTube. She looks incredible.
Like, she's still a beautiful lady, but she would be like,
this was peak Meryl in terms of youth. And yeah, like it's her and Raul Julia doing Taming of the Shrew.
Oh my god!
And like 10 out of 10.
Like,
I want to sit and watch that to like recreationalize my time travel. I will not bother anybody. I'll buy myself a great vintage Gun Sachs dress and I'll just like go back in time, watch some theater,
Yes.
have a nice night, go home.
You know, like,
perfect.
Exactly. I would also like to go to Woodstock 99, but I feel like that would fall into the category.
Yeah, that would fuck you up. I go to a Woodstock.
I would bring
original.
a backpack, and like I would also bring a water filter.
Yes.
That would be my
Lots of
thing.
water.
They would be like, "We're gonna take your water," and I'd be like, "You know what? I'd take all my money because inflation. I'd be doing so well.
Oh my God, you'd have so much money.
It'd be so great. Just like that. I brought money, but
It's fine.
Where would you time travel? Please tell us. We want to know.
Send us a message.
What concert? Where do you want to stand
what
in?
insignificant event in history do you want to witness?
that you literally have to be Waldo. You can't do anything else
You don't
except for
talk
just
to
be there.
anybody. You're just there. Like ideally, nobody would be able to see you if somehow that could be a thing. Ideally.
Like,
But
for real.
yes, please tell us. Leave us a comment. Send us a message. Let us know. Where would you time travel? So back to this movie, now that we've gone on our little time travel sidebar.
Love that for us.
When this movie came out, it generally was not liked. It got basically a pretty low critical response for the most part. It got described as too highbrow to be a good, cheap horror movie, too lowbrow to be satire, and too boring to bear the value of the ticket.
Wow.
Rough.
See, you just had to let this one sit for a minute.
Yeah, this is definitely a cult movie. Like,
For
this
sure.
is not the kind of movie that's going to have, like, a massive opening weekend. Like,
No.
that's just not the vibe. Like,
No.
no. And I mean, even, like,
You can tell they had fun making it.
Oh, for sure. And, like, even Rob Zombie has talked about the fact that this has become a cult movie because he says that he watches it and all he sees is, like, flaw upon flaw upon flaw upon flaw because it's his first movie,
Of course,
which, like, is
of
so
course.
relatable. But yeah, I think it is just one of those ones that needed a little time to get some legs, to get some word of
As
mouth.
soon as you see people doing it as a Halloween costume,
That's when you know.
exactly.
That's when
exactly.
you know. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Captain Spaulding ran so Art the Clown could run.
Yes, for real. For
Or sorry,
real.
walked so he could run. I just said ran so he could run, but whatever.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because especially with some of the gore elements, I do find that
because I feel like he's closer to that than Pennywise.
yeah, and then also it just opened people up to be like, if you liked that, then you'll like Terrifier because of just the
Yes.
gore level. It'd be amazing to see that one version of it just more gore because I could not believe that. It would just be
Right?
more extended scenes of just
Yeah.
uncomfortability.
Apparently, there were also a few scenes involving like the cutaways of Sherry as baby. There were some of her where she was engaging in like necrophilia and things like that. Like I was reading about it online, and apparently there's a sequence where she engages in necrophilia to the point of like climaxing, basically, that they filmed that they had to take out. And I was like, yeah, of course the MPAA is not going to let you do that. Even in Nosferatu last year, you had implied necrophilia. Like, there's a few boundaries.
Which, like, I think I don't know why I do actually, like, I'm not supposed to like Baby Firefly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to like any of these
you're not
people.
really supposed to root for them,
And
but
it's
like
great because
you
like
do.
it's sensory overload. Her laugh is horrendously amazing because it's so annoying and then it's so scary because like the most heinous acts are happening.
Yeah.
And there's just this constant laughing.
I have beef with Sherry Moon's acting, so her laugh drove me kind of crazy, but I do think you have a valid point. I
You're
think
allowed.
that's fair. Yeah.
You're allowed. You hire your friends, right? Filmmaking is,
Right.
and that's his lady.
And I think I've said it on this show before, but I'll say it again. If I had a partner who believed in me half as much as Rob Zombie believes in Sherry Moon's acting ability, I could do anything. Like, yeah. Yeah, Rob Zombie actually talked about the fact that that viewers will root for the Fireflies. And he even said it wasn't really intentional, but he likened it to something like Beetlejuice, where it's supposed to be like about this family, but you can tell that all Tim Burton gives a shit about is Beetlejuice, the character.
Oh, 100%.
So it's very much that vibe. But yeah. I also love that you can tell how much of a dork about not only horror movies, but also true crime Rob Zombie
For
actually
real.
is. because like we were saying, like on the ride, the facts are actually pretty good for the most part. Like apparently a lot of the like rants that the Fireflies go on are actually based on the Manson family tapes, which absolutely tracks. Like that makes sense.
And like the amount of true crime that they're talking about throughout it too. Just like talking about like which Manson girl's the hottest, and it's just like
right, talking about like Squeaky and like all this other stuff, and you're like, okay, like
let the good times roll.
Or something like that.
Yeah. What?
I just feel like there's so much sort of like movie lore embedded in this.
I agree.
Like, because what we were talking about earlier, there's like the Universal Horror Nods, which like this movie was going to be released by Universal, so they had access to all of that IP, which is why you see like all the Creature from the Black Lagoon stuff in the background and like all that stuff all the time. It's all there. It's because Universal was like, yeah, go for it.
Well, I love like straight up the Rainn Wilson and Fish Boy.
Yes!
It's great. It's great.
Fish Boy!
It's
okay,
great.
so that's actually something that got cut from the director's cut. The scene involving Bill being transformed into Fish Boy was something you initially saw. You actually saw the creation of the monster. And like, what else? Yeah, that was one of the things that was made in Rob Zombie's basement, basically.
Amazing.
So we did originally have a Fish Boy sequence, but it got cut out because it was considered too gory.
Because they have a little bit, but not enough.
Right? We just kind of get like hints of it and then the reveal of Fish Boy.
When they cut his hand off and start hitting him with himself.
Yes.
Funny
also,
and horrifying.
Right? But also like the Fish Boy sequence, I think we also have that movie. It's called Tusk.
You're right. It is very Tusk.
Yes.
Essence. Oh, Mr. Tusk.
I wonder if Kevin Smith saw this and was like, I could do that.
Okay, like also because it's so roadside travel-y and like attraction, and because they're making a book, at what point are you being like, okay, like we're not going to the Dr. Satan tree. It's great, we got the legend, but we're getting the fuck out of here. The vibes
at
are
that point,
off.
basically. Like you pick up your chicken on the way out the door.
Yes, your complimentary chicken.
Your complimentary chicken, and then you look at how disgusting the weather is outside, because in that scene it is pissing down rain. And you go, okay, even if we get there, it's nighttime, it's raining, it's just going to look like a tree at this point. So we go, to the girl's dad's house, like wherever it is they're staying, sleep the night, come back in the morning, and then we can take some photos or take some film or like do whatever. But like, I'm not going to the Satan tree. I'm not doing that, especially when it's like, whatever time it was, it's like super dark. As I say, it's like horrible weather.
We did the dark ride.
Yeah, like the whole point of this excursion was just to get to where we're staying, and we already got the bonus of this, so we can come back and check it out later. But if they were like, we're going to go to the Satan tree, I'd be like, literally why? You won't be able to do anything right now. Literally why?
No.
Like, no, we're not doing this.
Like, just horrible. Like, because, like, I feel like for me and I feel like for you, that would be the point we'd want to leave.
We'd both be like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And horrible boyfriend, break up with him right away.
Oh, Chris Hardwick in this movie is the worst. He is the actual worst. He refers to all the girls as their chicks and all this stuff. And I'm like, I refer to people as chicks occasionally, but not in that context, sir. Like, no.
It's just like, yeah, chicks.
Control your chick, man.
It's so funny.
What?
No, he definitely was. He was being a little douchey because he's like, I did think it was kind of funny how he called out Rainn Wilson's character, though, for being like, you would have loved doing that Dr. Satan stuff with me.
Yeah,
like,
that is
because
really
your girlfriend's here.
You won't do it. Yeah, that is so funny.
That was a valid call out.
That's so real. Yeah.
Everything else was just like, you can't just change.
There's
like
always
that.
something with one of your friends where you're like, yeah, bro, you would do this with me. And if their partner's there, they're like, no.
Shut up. Cut to the neck.
Yeah, like, no, not doing it. Not doing it. And you're like, you're so fucking
funny.
lame, man. Come on. Come on. But yeah, I do like the fact that this movie has like a little bit of like black humor. It's like quite campy in certain sections and things like that. I really think that's part of what gave this movie so much cult status and like why it's so fun. Is because if it was just straight up gorehound fest this whole time, like I can only speak for myself, but I wound up just getting bored in those scenarios. Like that's my issue with something like Hostels. Like I don't care about any of these characters because they're not meant to be likable, which is fine, but like I don't care about these characters. I don't care about the bad guys. I don't care about what's happening, and it's just gore.
Also,
after a certain
I feel
point.
like a fucking idiot because the reason this movie is also able to live on is because it's a Halloween movie.
Yes.
So you can watch it every single Halloween. So if you give that time and you watch it, you're like, oh my God. And it is. Because
it is.
There's Halloween decorations.
And this is a Halloween movie.
Scary costumes. There's...
Yeah,
it is a Halloween movie.
It is. It's the one that you put on at your Halloween party for background noise, you know?
Like, what is this?
Like, maybe it's muted, maybe it's not, but you have it on while you and your friends are, like, doing your thing. And, like, maybe you're watching it, maybe you're not, but, like, because it's so, like, intercut with all these different things, if you kind of aren't paying attention for a couple of minutes and then come back to it, you're kind of fine.
And like, as chaotic as we're talking here, it is so fun to see the scenes where they cut in between different types of lighting, where they cut in between different types of camera work. And you know, it's cool. The scenes that feel more grounded in reality have like a just kind of a nice neutral base to them. And then when we are in the Firefly,
heightened craziness.
Yeah, so saturated.
Yes.
So twisty, so quick, so cutty. Yes. And yeah, it's fun. I do like the cutaways. Like, again, like they're all pretty great.
Stylistically, this movie is really fun.
Great camera work. Again, production design is wild.
Yes. And there are elements of this movie that I actually really like. Like, for example, I do love the sequence in the tunnels towards the end.
Yeah.
When I believe it's Denise, I think is our survivor, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
She gets away briefly and is like running through all these underground tunnels in her bunny costume, and then these other bunny people appear and literally just like strip her of her costume, but that's it. Like, that's kind of terrifying. The fact that they don't even do anything to her is almost scarier in a weird way.
And then it is. All of it is, yeah.
Because you're like waiting for the shoe to drop, and then it just doesn't.
And then, like, also when the one guy gets his comeuppance and he's just like, they're eating me. I did not like that either.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was, you're right. Like, it was one of the cooler set pieces for sure.
That was good. I did really like the buried alive scene that's like before that. Yes. Where they're like being lowered in the coffin and there's like the sort of people-y, creature-y things in the water that are like eating them, and like, this movie has some good elements, although actually since we're talking about all of Rob Zombie's background knowledge, you can tell that not only is he a true crime guy, he has fallen down the true crime cult esoteric rabbit hole as well, which both of us also have, because the audio that's being played, the Bury Me in a Nameless Grave, that's actually the opening line to a poem written by Aleister Crowley. Mr. Crowley, who, if you don't know who that is, one, clearly you don't listen to much metal, and two, give it a Google. Kind of a crazy story. Last Podcast on the Left is a great series on Aleister Crowley. Highly recommend if you ever want to like do the deep dive. But
for real, yeah.
But he's somebody who shows up in a lot of media, like music and movies and things like that. He's like a pretty prominent figure. Which again, that's a whole other podcast, but highly recommend giving it a bit of a Google. And Rob Zombie, I see you. I see your game.
Right? Like, you can just tell that he just loves the weird, the alternative.
All of it.
Yeah, thank you.
He's a weird alt kid to his core. Like, he's not selling this as a brand. He is actually just a weird alt kid, which I love. Like, yes.
Authenticness. That is something that is displayed throughout. And also, it was so sick with each character, how they were... You could tell that they were a family.
Yes.
But they also had their individual characteristics.
Yes.
That made them separated, and it like their weird rooms for each other. Mm-hmm. Oh, Otis.
Yeah, I agree. I like the fact that even though, like, I'm sure you could make an argument that these are kind of two-dimensional characters. Sure. It's that kind of movie. So for this movie to have those characters be distinct enough that, like, we would notice both of those things, and like you were saying, like, they have their own characterizations that are very, very clear. I actually think that he did a great job in that sense.
I think so too.
Like, you know exactly who these people are very, very quickly.
It's like a blessing and a curse because there's no development.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, that was definitely an observation somebody had made, and I also agreed with that observation because it's true. Which why it kind of adds to the dragging that you like, because that's
it does start to drag around the middle, and then like,
which is crazy because it's only an hour and 28 minutes.
Yes, and that's probably
it's a lesson, right?
It is. It's a first movie.
Yeah,
is the way I would put it.
Can't be harsh.
It's a debut, as we were saying. It's a debut. And that's bound to happen. And I feel like if the biggest issue with your debut film is that the pacing is a little off, you're doing fine.
100%.
You're doing fine.
Yeah, like it looked fucking sick.
It
All
did.
right?
It looked so cool.
It's a visual medium, and it gotta look cool.
Exactly. And like, how many movies do we watch just because the visuals are sick, even when the story is like completely non-existent?
Right, because
Like,
then you're always like, there's some sort of style that you might emulate in your day-to-day life, depending the occasion.
right?
Yeah. You need some jean shorts. You okay?
You do.
Show those legs, girls.
Right?
And guys, if you want to show them legs, get them denim shorts out.
Right? Sherry Moon and her chaps in that one shot. Like, do it up, girl.
So great. She looks so good.
Okay, something I would like to posit to you, Jimmy.
Okay.
So she's wearing her like Halloween costume or whatever in this sequence that opens literally on a tight shot of Sherry Moon's butt in a pair of chaps and underwear, right? And I'm sure most people, myself included, their first instinct is to describe those as assless chaps. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. All chaps are assless. Think about it. That's what chaps are. They go over your pants. There is no such thing as a pair of chaps that have an ass section. They would just be pants.
I think people just like to say the word assless.
They do, but I realized this a while ago and I was like, wait, all chaps are assless. What are we doing?
See, I'm glad you brought this to the forefront.
Thank you.
Because I have had this thought before.
Thank
but
you.
I was just kind of like, I think it sounds poetic.
Can you tell I grew up in a horse town? I'm like, all chaps are like that.
It's what chaps are.
Exactly. By definition.
You bet Sherry Moon's bottom dollar that they are all assless chaps.
She did bet her bottom dollar. And you know what? She won. She looks
peak.
incredible.
Yeah, she really does. She really does.
Yeah. Sherry Moon, I may not love your acting ability, but you are hot as fuck.
Also, she had some great outfits. I
She
do
did.
love her being picked up in the hitchhiking outfits.
Yes.
Like she just does. She's crazy. And I love how the one guy, when he gets out, he is holding her umbrella to like check
Yes,
things
I
out.
noticed that too.
It's such a fun little detail.
Like her pink frilly umbrella, and he's
Yeah.
borrowing it to go check things out in the rain.
It's the hardest rain. Like
It was so funny. I was so into it.
Then that's the humor. Those
Yes.
are the little
unintentional moments.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love those. What was your favorite part of this movie, Jimmy?
I think my favorite part of this movie, straight up, is the beginning scene with them in the Captain Spaulding, just like the dark ride. Honestly, that was my favorite part. I think because of just how it like flowed, like as a scene, as like a really well thought out sequence. And also, again, like I said, I am a sucker for theme parks. I am a sucker for dark rides.
Yep.
Just like the knowledge and the lore. I love it. Like, it got me.
I feel you, dude. Like, I have joked previously that this is probably the horror movie I would end up in because I love a weird roadside attraction where you have to like pull off and it's this like random weird little thing. It'll usually be like, I don't know, an antique mall or like something like that you just like see in the middle of nowhere. I am that person who's like, oh my God, we have to stop.
And like
yeah.
And like for this one, you wouldn't just be one victim. That was the crazy part with this movie. Is just like, where did all these fucking people come from? Like you have cheerleaders, you have like just like random girls, like you just like have all these random
people.
characters. And like Becca, I don't want you to be a random character in there.
I know. This is why
It's the roadside.
This is the lure of the roadside attraction.
Like maybe they have a homemade brittle.
I mean, so
like there's
often
gotta be
that's
some
what
sort of
it
snack.
is, where it's just like, as I say, like a little house that's been converted into like a store or a gallery or something of some kind, and they'll usually have like a little cafe that has homemade things that are fucking delicious, which is why you always want to stop. But my rule, which I feel would help me in a House of Thousand Corpses situation, you do not stop at one of those places at night unless you absolutely have to. And they had to get gas. However, you didn't have to go to the Satan tree. You could have stopped it there.
No, that was their biggest.
That was the mistake.
That was their biggest thing.
That
and
was
for
the moment.
This one, it was kind of amazing because there wasn't one. There was a few villain monologues.
Yes.
Like and
Several.
Unfortunately, I never knew it was going to happen. This is a stupid question because my first time watching it, I didn't know if Dr. Satan was going to be real or not.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way too, or?
I had
did you
a
have a feeling?
suspicion when the first time I watched it because I was like, this seems like that kind of movie. Like, I don't think they're going to go supernatural. I think it's
for real.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a thing. So I think it's just going to be like a serial killer, and the whole Dr. Satan myth maybe isn't true, but there is actually a serial killer or something. Was like kind of my thought. I didn't expect it to be the like still alive basically hydraulic grandpa, for lack of a better term.
No,
That I did
no.
not expect.
That it wasn't steampunk. It was like gore punk.
Yes.
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 So many weird wires and stuff.
I'm sure there's a term for that, but it's not coming to my head at this
No,
moment,
we'll think
so.
of one. It's the late nightness,
It's fine.
unfortunately.
We're recording this much later than we normally would.
Yeah, it's all
but-
dark and moody.
Right? We got that late night energy, which felt appropriate. For
I'm
this
still
movie.
waiting for our breadsticks to come to our table.
Oh, I would do some fucked up things for a breadstick right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Olive Garden, we're looking at you.
Oh, my brother worked there, so I got those for free for like so long. Life has never been the same since. But yeah, I think for me, the best part of this was one, just Sid Haig.
For real.
He's
For real.
so good in this. He makes this movie. I think without him, you don't have any real kind of success with this movie, realistically.
I always think of just want to shout out my cousin Tanya because I always think of her when I think of Sid Haig because she's just like so legit and cool. And if you need tattoos and you live in Ontario, Canada, she does tattoos. So see Tanya Griffin. Love you guys. Shout outs, Coven House. Shout outs.
Woohoo!
For shout outs, more plugs.
Yeah, we love shout outs. We
She's
love
my
tattoos.
coolest cousin. You
We
know?
love cousins.
Yeah.
Let's
You know,
fucking go.
especially the coolest ones. You
Yeah.
know? For real.
I always hope I'm the cool cousin, but you never know. And the only other thing I wrote down for this movie for the best part, which for me, this is legitimately the best part of the whole movie, is the cover of Brick House that Rob Zombie did that plays over the credits.
It is pretty great.
Because they actually got Lionel Richie to like be on it and a bunch of stuff. Like it's actually so legit. Yeah, that was so fun, and I think that's such a hilarious choice for this movie. Like,
I didn't know he did a cover of it, and that makes me so happy.
it's what plays over the credits.
Yes.
If you listen, it's actually a cover of Brick House by
Amazing.
Rob Zombie. and it's
Amazing.
awesome. So much fun. Yeah, for me, the worst was definitely, I'm sorry, I am a hater, Sherry Moon. Like, I'm sorry, she's not terrible in this movie. I've seen, like, for example, I really didn't like their version of the Munsters that they made, but
Yep.
like, she's not that bad in this. She's just not for me. She's just not for me.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm trying to be less of a hater, except for certain directors and producers, but I'm trying to be less of a hater.
I think just like I wouldn't say the worst, but just like the unsatisfying part was just like, actually, no. Like, unfortunately, at this point, with how like crazy it is and chaotic it is, it just adds to the charm. Like,
That's so fair.
I get like, I think every time I try to think of a negative, I almost can think of a defense for it, which is kind of funny.
Fair.
But like, yeah, because like with like with her acting too, it just kind of, it is what it is, and like I know it's no Academy Award,
Academy Award
no
winning.
BAFTA, but it does add a certain charm, and she's also created a hilarious
I mean, it definitely works for the movie,
and it
like-
works for the it works
It works
exactly.
for the
It
movie.
works
Like,
for the
it's
movie.
just my personal preference. I don't particularly like her, but it does work for the movie.
Because at this point, it would be like, I don't really know, especially with him using her frequently throughout.
Yeah.
It's then like, well, then I don't know who he would use. It kind of comes to that weird point.
And I do think she gets better as she goes. Like, for example, in Halloween, she's actually pretty good. She gets better, because this, as far as I know, it was her first movie as well. And she basically only agreed to be in it because she was dating Rob Zombie at the time. It was before they got married. And, like, that's so fair, girl. Like, you're just helping out your boyfriend on his creative project. And I love that for you. Like, I absolutely would do something like that for a partner if they asked me. It's like that kind of thing. But
It's just funny, like working relationships, right? Because like this is just a hilarious example, but like restaurant relationships.
Oh, God,
and
I've
then-
been there. I've been there.
Any customer service relationships, any office relationships, any relationships in the workplace in general.
Yep.
It just happens. It
Yep.
just is funny.
And they
It's just-
either work really well the way this one does,
Yeah.
or they implode in your face the way most of them do.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. This is just one of those times where you just get to see a group of people like work together because they love it and they love each other.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, though, yeah, I
I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill you.
sensory overload for sure.
What would you rate this movie?
I would give this a 6.5 for sure.
Ooh, are you ready for mine?
Yeah,
I give this movie a 4.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see that.
I cannot deny its merits, but it is not one of my favorites.
Somebody made the observation that they don't like. Somebody said for them the rewatchability gets less and less.
Yeah, definitely for me. This is a Halloween movie, and that's kind of it for me at this point.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, not one that I'm just gonna be like, Why would we put it in House of a Thousand Corpses? Like, no, I don't think so.
You take what you get from it, and you honestly, because of the bleakness, you don't want to remember too much from it.
Right? Okay, so are you ready for some of the fun facts that we didn't get to?
Yes, please tell me the ones that we didn't get to.
Okay, so Jake McKinnon, who played the professor, could not see for shit in his costume when he's running around with that axe. He could not see anything. And that was a real axe. That was not a prop axe. That was very, very sharp. And so they were shooting the scene where he is chasing Erin Daniels during like the climax, and he almost hit her with an axe. Like, apparently Rob Zombie was basically like, yeah, we just kind of assumed she'd move out of the way.
Oh my God.
Bruh.
Independent filmmaking.
Right? That poor woman. I'm so glad she's okay.
Me too.
I'm so glad she's okay.
Nobody, like, with an axe?
With a literal axe? Fuck! So this movie was shot on a 25-day shooting schedule, which, like, that's not very long. That's less than a month.
Yeah.
2 weeks were spent filming in the Universal Studios Hollywood backlots. So the house featured in the movie is actually the same house used in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Beautiful.
Which is a musical with Dolly Parton, for those who have never seen, from 1982. And it can be seen on the Universal Studio Tram Tour, if you want, which apparently Rob Zombie actually hated that because the amusement park was open and would ruin takes with the sound.
Yeah.
All the time. And the remaining 11 days were spent on a ranch in Valencia, California, was where they shot the rest of it. The names of the members of the Firefly family, that's hard to say, okay, were taken from the names of Groucho Marx characters.
Beautiful.
Which I really love, because again, Rob Zombie is a movie dork. Captain Spaulding was a character in Animal Crackers in 1930. Otis B. Driftwood was a character in A Night at the Opera from 1935. Rufus T. Firefly was taken from Duck Soup from 1933. And lastly, Hugo Z. Hackenbush derived from A Day at the Races, 1937. And it's only sort of alluded to in House of a Thousand Corpses, but it actually becomes a lot more prevalent in The Devil's Rejects because the names actually become integral to the plot. So this movie did spawn 2 sequels. First, The Devil's Rejects in 2005, and then 3 from Hell in 2019. I have seen neither. Fun fact about me. Have you seen either of them, Jayme?
No, I haven't actually. I know. I thought I did. I thought I've seen the first one. I mean, excuse me. I thought I had seen the second one, but I hadn't. And then I know for sure I haven't seen the 2019 release.
Yeah,
I haven't heard very positive things about it through the horror community.
I think it's one of those things where, like, if you really love House of a Thousand Corpses, you probably also really love the sequels. But if it's not your vibe, then you probably don't really care.
Like, I do understand the need for a director or for a storyteller to conclude with a trilogy.
Yes.
You know, and if you could, and if you can, you might as well, I guess.
Right. And I mean, I think it would be interesting to watch them just to see, like, the progression of Rob Zombie's filmmaking.
100%.
But I do feel like you can kind of do that just by watching the rest of his filmography.
Yeah. And, like, stoked to see what else he's making.
Right.
I haven't looked into it if he's making anything else. I don't know if he's making
anything at the moment, because he did just do the Munsters a couple years ago.
Yeah, he did. And it looked, honestly, again, stylistically,
it looked great.
It's very beautiful.
I just didn't love the movie, but, like, it looked great. So Dennis Fimple, who played Grandpa Hugo, this was actually his last film. He was increasingly sick with heart disease during filming, and a few of his scenes actually had to be adapted so he could shoot them sitting down. However, he actually ultimately died in a car crash in 2002.
Crazy. Also, the mouth food, a lot of that.
Oh, I hate that so much.
And I love how it was like gram, like paw. Like, it wasn't like grandpa.
Yeah, grandpa.
Like, yeah.
Grandpa.
But R.I.P. That's crazy. Life is twisty.
Both this and the sequel, The Devil's Rejects, are dedicated to actors who appeared in the film but died before its release. Inside Captain Spaulding's gas bar / fast foods / museum of horror, behind the cache on the wall, there are actually reproductions of Aleister Crowley's paintings of demonic figures, which were later discovered under whitewash in his former Abbey of Thelema in Cefalù, Italy. Again, if you don't know what the Abbey of Thelema is, just Google Aleister Crowley. I don't have time to get into that lore.
You can
Friends,
always
we'll be here all night.
For real.
Like, all night. I'm not even kidding.
But also, like, just keep live, laugh, love posters.
Honestly, if I saw a Live, Laugh, Love poster, that would unnerve me more than an Aleister Crowley painting, and I don't know what that says about me. When Denise calls her father, there's a poster in the phone booth behind her that is for a missing dog head. Not the dog, just a dog head, which is very strange.
Wow.
It was allegedly a real item found by Rob Zombie in New York and used for the film, which I really hope that is only alleged and not correct, because I don't want to think about how that would have happened. And there's more than one instance where you see a poster for 2 missing young boys. The boys are actually pictures of young Rob Zombie and his brother when they were kids.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
And those are your fun facts.
Those are really good fun facts, Becca.
Thank you. There were so many for this movie, guys. It was crazy.
There's so much to say because there's so much going on. Like,
these notes were a journey.
Yeah.
Friends, they were a journey.
Like, we could talk about them being tied up, but it's like, which scene? Also, if somebody is going to, if I feel like somebody is crazy, I think I will let them kiss my boyfriend. You know what I mean?
If they're giving baby Firefly vibes, then like, yeah, I'm going to allow it.
Go for it. Yeah.
I'm going to allow it. I mean, I'm not going to be okay with it for like a multitude of reasons. No. Mostly because like it didn't really seem like he was okay with it.
No, nobody was okay with it.
Nobody was okay with it. And like, there's just so much there. But yeah, when someone's that psychotic and you're in their house and you don't have a means of transportation to leave.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that happen.
And then speaking of that scene of them trying to leave, do you would you go out and get the gate, or I know it's a movie. I know it's a movie, so they have to do movie stuff. I would try and
ram the gate if I could,
because they do that, and then like the girls are like, "We're just gonna close the door like this." It's like, get.
Girl, that's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, insane.
I get the impulse. I would also close the door, but like that's not gonna do anything.
No, and it was so slow, and it was just like they got them anyway, and
exactly, and like. I get it, because if you ram the gate, then you might destroy the car, and then you don't have a way to get out, and all that stuff, and that's so fair. But if you try to open the gate, then we all saw what happened, and like, I don't know. I feel like just take off out of there, and ram the shit out of that gate, and then if your car's busted, you can try and escape on foot. Like, let's go.
It was definitely the last breath you got before you're just like, what is going to happen to these people?
Nothing good.
Nothing good. So bleak. The ending is so bleak.
Yeah.
Her dad being skinned, and then her that again, brutal.
Yeah, and then her thinking she got out and like waking up at the end and she didn't.
And there's just so much blood and viscera everywhere. And it's like, oh no.
Like, oh, you're fucked.
And that's how they ended it. And it's like, wow. So I think those are all my thoughts.
Bleak.
Do you have any more final thoughts on this?
Not really.
Kind of wild, dark ride?
Yeah, this is just a wild ride from start to finish. If you love grindhouse B-movie horror, then this is like right up your alley.
I would consider it a staple if you need, like, as a horror fan, as a horror collection, I consider it a staple because it is Rob Zombie. It is one of his first, so you kind of have to throw it in there, even if you don't the rewatchability
very low. But it is worth a singular watch.
It's still impact.
Yeah, like watch it once, throw it on at Halloween, like we said, and like
for
have
real,
a little fun with it.
For real.
If you're that kind of person, maybe take a couple edibles, throw it on at Halloween.
Mm-hmm. And be
just
like, "L."
Laugh at how insane it is. Have a good time.
Order some fried chicken.
Love that for you. Yeah. Do it
and take this ride.
Ooh, fried chicken sounds good.
So I will be. It always sounds good.
So, Jayme, are we ready to pitch?
I am actually, and people don't hate on us if we
accidentally pitch the sequels, since neither of us have seen them. We both tried really hard not to, but I don't think either of us looked up a synopsis for the sequel either.
No.
Should we maybe do that when we're done?
I did kind of review just in case, because I didn't want to be too similar. I was like, I gotta be creative here.
That is so fair.
But I had a difficult time with this one.
Me too. I struggled.
3, 2, 1, go. A group of retired special operative agents are on a boys' reunion trip through rural Texas. They somehow find themselves entangled with the Firefly clan. Can these men pull out some old tricks to finally end the Firefly family? The Firefly family. That is going to be fun to edit.
It's so hard to say Firefly family.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. It's so hard. Whew. All right, Jayme, that was a great pitch. I love that.
Thank you.
It's very what's the word I'm looking for?
Because these kids were so unprepared.
It was almost like, not Deer Hunter, that's not the right movie, but like it's giving...
Like there's definitely similar,
Yeah.
you know?
I did. Yeah.
And like it's so easy. Like how do like do
I
they
feel like
pick
it's
her
gonna-
up?
Wait a minute. Did you just read the intro to Deliverance by accident?
Oh shit. Were they retired special operatives?
They were not. But
Because these guys are supposed to be smart, possibly
true.
have guns,
That's
like
true.
be, you know.
yeah, I feel you.
Like
Okay.
I also anybody who's like, I don't know, special opera, like some sort of, I didn't want to say Marine. I didn't want to put like
Yeah.
military or anything like
Green
that.
Beret, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like they've got
Special ops.
They have skills.
They are Liam Neeson. They have special skills.
Thank you. You got
Yeah.
throwing my hands back and forth at our heads because it's the brainwaves connecting like Donnie
Exactly.
Darko with the tubes.
Sometimes they need that little extra like whoosh from your hands. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you. So
Got you.
that was my pitch. Thank you.
Okay. My pitch is like, I guess, a little more open this week. I didn't go into like a ton of detail this week because I struggled with this one.
It's
immensely.
a hard one. Because I know Devil's Rejects, from what people have said that it's like the Evil Dead 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a bit more of a budget. You kind of know who the characters are, and you're going to work
Yes.
with it more. So I think that's why I struggle with this one, because it's like I
Yeah.
think this one actually already has a good sequel. So it's
Right?
like,
And I do know that in the sequel, they revealed that Captain Spaulding is actually the like patriarch of the Firefly family.
Okay.
He's like baby's dad. Like it's a thing. But my pitch hinges on the fact that that sequel does not exist.
Yeah, that's what I did too. That's what we
So.
did here. Sometimes that's what we do, people.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
Are we ready? Can I get the stopwatch, please?
And 3, 2, 1, go.
In an attempt to save his own skin, a reluctant Captain Spaulding agrees to be a police informant after his connection to the Firefly family is discovered. But rather than assist law enforcement, Spaulding instead hatches a plan with the Fireflies to take out the entire police force at once by blowing up the police station and then going on the run. Will their gambit be successful, or will the Firefly family wind up on the wrong end of a cop's gun? Boom!
See, I like that.
Sort of like a horror Italian Job.
You know, it's funny
Kind of the
because
vibe.
I think the only thing I do know about The Devil's Rejects is that it does start out with a shootout, I think, with the Firefly
it
family.
does. Yes, I do know that. Yeah.
So I like how you did that, but I like how you extended it more because then it doesn't make it so...
Exactly.
Cut.
And I was like, we're going to see them plan a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like a whole explosion and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, because like they're not going down without a weird firefight.
Exactly.
Because they're the...
Fireflies.
Yeah.
Also, Firefly family is like the hardest thing to say ever.
If you need a vocal warm-up.
If you need a weird vocal stim like that, it's a lot, guys.
Yeah. And then you can continue by laughing like a maniac after. Like it's crazy how like
I can't even do it. I can't even hit that right note.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to try.
No.
I can't try. Not with
No, not on mic.
because like with something like that, like it reminds me of Hereditary when like because the little sister has like the clicking
Yeah,
noise.
her little tongue pop.
Yeah,
because
and
she's a
it's so
fierce diva.
creepy. Yeah, she's. So like that's just sensory overload, but
Yes.
definitely worth the ride. It's like you have to go on the sketchy carnival ride. You have to go on the zipper.
So for you, this is worth the bitch.
It is worth the bitch. It is worth.
I
Rob
think
Zombie
so.
is 100%
It's
worth the bitch. I love it. I love him. He's great.
Also, shout out to your local reference, the Zipper.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Yeah, of
For our
course.
Vancouverites, that's a ride at our local theme park.
Well, like I swear it's traveling. Like I swear if you've gone
It is.
to any like kind of crappy
there
theme
are
park,
versions of the Zipper, and almost all of them you will at least think you're going to die, if not actually die.
oh my gosh!
I think
Tell us
they
about your theme
actually-
park rides.
Yeah, tell us your favorite theme park ride. I think they actually got rid of the Zipper a couple years ago for that reason, but
kids these days.
right,
Yeah,
no
miss-
wherewithal whatsoever.
Yeah, like it's funny because we think of like our previous parents' generations having like less boundaries, but then we start looking at ours and we're like, wow, we really did have less boundaries.
Yeah, we really did. Like,
How are we alive?
that's fine.
We're just all in Teflon water. It's fine.
I mean, maybe that's why millennials are aging so well. It's all of the like preservatives and plastic. That's
In the
us.
cheese? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll
In
eat
all
more
of
of
our
it.
food. Yeah. All like you remember Lunchables from when we were kids. Like
I
all
still
those
make charcuterie
preservatives.
boards.
That is the grown-up Lunchable. Yes, it truly is. We are the Lunchables generation.
What I would do for some cheese and crackers.
Oh, I love a charcuterie
I love all the food references we've made in this, but unfortunately, when somebody's getting complimentary chicken and you're not, you can get, only can get a little peeved.
You're getting hungry. Like, we're sitting here thinking about chicken. So,
well, thank you, friends, for taking this wild ride with us.
Yes, thank you. And we are so excited that you've stuck around with us through season 2. We have some really great episodes planned for you guys.
Very excited.
It's going to be so much fun for the rest of the season, and we hinted at it a little bit earlier, but we'll give you the full reveal now. Our next episode, episode 4, is going to be Tusk from 2014, directed by Kevin Smith. Let's get weird because it's wild card week. Ooh,
very excited for this card.
And I realized that yes, this is still a horror movie, so it's like arguably maybe not wild card, but if you've never seen Tusk, you don't know.
No,
you don't know.
It has a scene that I think about that I like. It gets me, and we'll talk about it.
I saw this movie
next week.
Not long after it came out, and I have never forgotten it. So it is very fitting for Wild Card
100%.
Week, and we're so excited to talk about it.
Everybody's favorite final boy.
Exactly. Justin Long, our king, who I'm sure will be a theme throughout this show.
A theme through every horror show.
Through every horror show, as he should be.
100%.
And if you guys want to reach out and tell us what your favorite amusement park ride is, or if you're a roadside attraction person, or any of those other questions that we may or may not have asked
or
you.
where you would time travel to.
Where would you time travel? I couldn't remember our question, which is why I said that. Where did you time travel to? You can find us at Pitch and Bitch Pod on Instagram. That is at PITCHNBITCHPOD on Instagram, and pnb.pod.show@gmail.com. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you guys. And on that note, I'm Becca.
And I'm Jayme.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Do, 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 do. Bye.